Ducky could make a video of him watching paint dry and it would still be better content than half the stuff on TV. Watching paint dry is probably why builders don't get paid by the hour. No. Watching paint dry is a rave for Amish people? No, that's dumb. Watching paint dry is more entertaining than TikTok. Actually, speaking of which, did you know that TikTok is one of the most environmentally friendly video platforms on the internet? You believe that? They recycle over 95% of all the world's jokes. Good TikTok creators are so in the minority that if you claim you don't like one, it's considered a hate crime. Are they called TikTokers? God, that feels awful on the tongue. That's what she said. That doesn't really work when you do it yourself, does it? Not unless you're very flexible, and I saved it. Do you know why I hate it? It's because almost every time I see a funny TikTok, it's a word-for-word theft of some other video's jokes. Happens all the time, and it always goes the same way. Did you not find it funny? I'm sure I did when I seen the original 4 years ago on Vine, when the original creator had to come up with the idea, spend hours writing it out and turning that into an original video. But I'm sure seeing shitheads steal his jokes in a desperate pursuit of fame off the back of his hard work really warms his heart. Not that they'll ever be called out for it anyway. Most people watching TikToks were at an age where it was socially acceptable to shit yourself when the original was uploaded to the web, so they'd be completely unaware that the TikToker, nope, still sounds weird, they has only ever told one original joke in their entire lives, and it was the sound that came from their head breaching the cervix. If it's not stolen content, it's people miming along to songs. So many people miming along to songs. Everyone's miming along to f***ing songs. Who the f*** is entertained by that? No, really. Think about it. Right now you're in that foggy days we all crave where we consume content to put a buffer between us and that noisy neighbour we all have that we call our brains. But what I want you to do is take your eyes off the screen right now. Let your eyes adjust. Take a deep breath. Let conscious thought sink back in. Yes, that's the same thought telling you that you really should be doing something else right now rather than watching videos. But don't worry. This thought is only looking out for you. Now, I want you to take in your surroundings. Are you in a room surrounded by walls? Is there a wall nearby? I want you to look at that wall. Think about that wall. How many bricks make up a wall? 30? 90? 200? Here's a thought. How many bricks does it take for something to be considered a wall? Is 2 bricks on top of each other a wall? Or is it just 2 bricks? Or how narrow can you stack bricks before it's considered a pillar instead of a wall? Or better yet, how many bricks to the head does it take to find lip-syncing videos entertaining? When did entertaining people become so half-arsed? You can look back now. And when did people get content with giving it any attention? Seriously, people rip on Rebecca Black for Friday, myself included, but at least she put some effort in. Lip-syncing videos don't entertain. It's TikTok, so the TikToker, I swear it sounds like I'm saying thick talker, which is oddly fitting for a lot of its creators, but they aren't getting paid well, if at all, and they're not even trying to say anything other than, hey, look at me! I'm not biased against TikTok. I despise YouTube too. Could find me a YouTuber who doesn't. It's an abusive relationship where there isn't any more fishing to see, if you get me. And yes, YouTuber is a clunky title for what I do too. Honestly, now that I think about it, it sounds like something you'd call somebody who dishes out hysterectomies. But at least when I open the YouTube app, I'm given the opportunity to decide what I want to watch instead of being ambushed by 14-year-olds dancing to WAP.
Put this pussy right in your face.
Ah! Oh, f***. Burn that, quick!
What? Why?
I'm a YouTuber. They'll blame me for this. I know, it's all algorithm based, so after a while the HAL 9000 will get better at suggesting videos. But you want to know the real reason why I don't use it outside of uploading clips? The hot scoop that'll make all you loyal TikTok fans understand? It's because I can't be fucked. You know? Wasn't really a video about watching paint dry, was it? I mean, the first sentence was, but to the untrained eye it would seem like I just used the premise as an excuse to rip on TikTok. I mean, it was, but still, misleading titles are not why people subscribe to me. You are subscribed to me, right? That's what I thought. You can hit that bell too in case you get any funny ideas about forgetting about me, okay? Alright, let's have another swing at this. Watching paint dry is something I've done recently, weirdly enough. Not actually watched it dry. I'm a busy man. But if you don't keep up on my podcasts, I've recently moved house. That's where I've been, by the way. But before moving out, I had to patch up an arse-shaped hole in the wall. I say arse-shaped because it perfectly fit my arse. It's because my arse made it. But it wasn't my fault. Okay, it was, but also it wasn't. Let me explain. So it was about dinner time and I had wandered into the kitchen for some breakfast when I noticed the wall was looking a bit discoloured. Turned out it was also wet, which after I did some Googling found out That wasn't normal. So I called the agency I rented the house through and they sent up a real man to fix it. Oh, you should have seen him, lads. He had the metal things on his belt that turned the other things. He spoke 3 times louder than necessary and stank of BO and bigotry. All I'm saying is he's lucky it wasn't a Tuesday when he whipped out that kneeling pad, or you would have needed a police negotiator to talk down my horn. So after what sounded like beating the wall into submission, he was done fixing what turned out to be a burst water pipe in the downstairs bathroom, and he went on his way. Thing is though, the wall on the kitchen side was looking a little bit wavy. The water had pretty much warped the plasterboard, but I thought, fuck it, I can't be blamed for this. That's my landlord's problem to fix when I move out. So fast forward about a week later, my washing machine decided it's had enough of my shit and tried to drown itself. Thing wasn't draining at all. Just turned my clothes into a bizarre aquarium, but instead of goldfish it was odd socks and skid marks. So lacking the know-how on how to fix it, I called on the United Nations for some help, and they did everything they could think of to fix the situation. Stop it. Unfortunately, that worked as well on my washing machine as it did on Putin, so I was on my own. So I went to YouTube and soon discovered that there's actually a filter that sometimes gets blocked that you need to clean out. Now, I must mention, at this point, I'm getting pretty annoyed because I had stuff to do this day, and this was becoming one of those things that can only be described as a just fucking typical moment. But it gets worse because the filter on it had never been opened and was clearly tightened at the factory by a seasoned masturbator because I could not, for the life of me, unscrew the filter. It was stupidly tight, it was close to the floor so I couldn't get a good grip on it, and my fingers were wet so they kept slipping and I ended up punching the floor, then end up doing that thing where you're angry but it's towards an inanimate object so you've no relief by calling it a bastard, so you just clench your jaw and your fist, which from the outside probably looks like you're trying to suppress an orgasm. But eventually, after some frustrated giggles, tactical screaming and uncontrollable sobbing, it finally gave. And then I got washed away in a torrent of sweat and underwear juices. Apparently the average washing machine holds about 12,000 tons of water. So I cleaned the filter, turned out to be a wad of string that was blocking it, which is fair. Why would you design a washing machine to be resistant to be clogged by string? I'm only putting fucking clothes in it. I popped the filter back in, verified it worked, which it did indeed because I'm a handy man. Yes, that's right. I'll give any man a handy. So with the whole frustrating ordeal behind me, I mopped up all the water that was pissed everywhere, including under the machine, went to push it back in and pushed my arse through the wall. Yep, not too unlike a woman, being wet had very much weakened it. So it was essentially moulding clay when the little bit of pressure I put on it when shoving the machine back in was enough to leave a drywall impression of my dumb truck arse. There was no hiding what it was either. Even when the missus got in from work, she knew.
Oh my god, it was so busy at work today, and now I have to go back in early tomorrow. Why did you put your arse through the wall?
I nearly cried when I did it because it's a lot harder to convince your landlord that you didn't damage a wall when there's a plasterer's portrait of your crack square down the centre of it. I did manage to get it looking somewhat okay though in the end, but the amount of filler I had to use, seriously. I had to use an arseload of it.